Welcome to our video on the basic functions in our new product, FOTO 3D. Let's go over the interface here briefly and take a quick look at what's there. Of course, we've the standard menu and then some basic functions. This is the row module, save images, print images. These are the undo points, the comparison view, the scaling view bar for centering the image view, which we can of course also control using the mouse. On the right, we have the toolbar at the top here for the different modules that are available. The grain module, let's close the magnifying glass for now so we can see it a bit better. Selective drawing, color module, LUT module, AI filters. Let's close that too. Sensor error correction, focus peaking, and our new watermark module. The main module in our FOTO 3D product, of course, is the 3D photo module, where we can find a setting down here, the depth map, which is probably the most important setting. It's the main basis on which the program is built. If I click it, a depth map of our current photo is displayed. Everything in white or light is at the front, and the black is everything that is far out at the back. And the areas in between map out the spatial depth of the photo. This depth map is generated automatically when each image is loaded. It works for 99.5% of images. For really specific photos, it may not work quite as well, but for everything that we normally photograph, it works really well. The button next to it, the UV map, shows us the direction in which the depth changes. So whether an object is falling off to the left or right, which we need for certain effects. These views, the depth map or UV map, can also be saved directly. So if we switch them on and save the image now, the depth map is saved immediately. That also works in batch processing if you want to use that, so you can generate a depth map for a whole batch of images. And our FOTO 3D program is now there to help make image processing with spatial depth as easy as possible. For that, we have 4 effect categories here: general filters, lighting filters, lens properties, and special effects. We go through these 4 categories effect by effect in a separate video to show you what you can do with them. That's the video for the 3D filter. You're welcome to check it out. For now, let's take a look at some of the basic things we can do here. To do that, let's go to the presets. There are loads of presets for spatial image processing. For instance, we can set the image to moonlight. That transforms our photo into a moonlit scene lit from behind. We can see that here in illuminate background. If we turn that off, we can see this bluish coloring is missing at the back. So let's set it back to moonlight again. We can change its strength. And if we open this, we can see all the lighting filters. And the background lighting lets you set the intensity and the radius. So maybe we just want a little light at the back or want the very front lit up. Let's turn that right up, and then we can choose the color and position here. We could also have the light come in from the right, or perhaps provide green background lighting or red. And we can see that only the back area of the image is lit up, so it's edited spatially. To highlight that again, let's just close this. Here the effect dynamic brightness is also turned on. There's one setting for the near field that's been darkened here. You can also brighten up the area at the front or the back of the image. And if we add a little more light at the back, then we can see this impression gets a little stronger at the back. So there are lots of different spatial effects that are built around this depth map, but there's much more to it than that. And you can combine it all here in image processing with all the normal modules. You're completely free to choose whatever you want to do and whenever. Let's load another image from the history viewer. Let's take the Taylor here. I prepared this one earlier. We see the depth map is being generated. Let's click on it. This is what the depth map for this image looks like. And here you could say, for instance, I want to intensify the blur effect a bit, which we can already see a little at the back. Let's go to the lens properties and choose depth of field bokeh. Wonderful. Let's do a bit more. Now we can see how the back gets blurrier. This blurring could also be moved to the front now, but making the front blurry makes no sense here, so let's stick to the back. And now you can choose a bokeh shape here, maybe a pentagon. If I now turn the light up a bit, we can really see this deformation. Whereas if we choose a very round, soft bokeh, we can see how it becomes a little richer and deeper. So now you know what FOTO 3D is all about. It's about easy image processing in space, in depth. The depth map is generated automatically. That all works in batch processing too, of course, and it can be combined with all the other modules you have. As I said, the other video for the 3D filters, which goes through everything here in detail again, is well worth your time. And I hope you have fun trying it all out.